for us, it will speak volumes for the department, for the ministry, and we know this is at your heart, Your Excellency. You actually said to me that TVET belongs to you, and we agree. Therefore, Your Excellency, I want to invite the Chief Principal of Nyeri National Polytechnic and Chairman of the Kenya Association of Technical Training Institutions, Mr. David Mwangi, to come and make his remarks. Thank you, Your Excellency.
Thank you, Your Excellency, and leading on protocols established. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm David Mwangi, Chief Principal, Nyeri National Polytechnic, and also the National Chair, Kenya Association of Technical Training Institutions. Your Excellency, we are happy today that we are celebrating 100 years of TVET in Kenya, and we are happy again that we are going to witness us lighting the torch that is going to move loud this country. Your Excellency, we are starting it at Mount Kenya region, and in this Mount Kenya region, we will be able to go to Meru, Shuka, Embu, Kirinyaga, Murang'a, Nyeri National, and Nyeri Town. Then we had it over to Rift Valley. Your Excellency, in Rift Valley, we expect the Chief Principal, Rift Valley National Polytechnic, and the Chief Principal, Mr. Josephat Baringo National Polytechnic, to take over the torch and stay with it for a period of 3 weeks, and then hand it over to Western region. In the Western region, we expect Mr. Landa, Principal Siaya, and also Mr. Mwarubu and Mr. Nyamu to take over and stay with the torch for the next 3 weeks. And then from there, Your Excellency, the torch will go to Mombasa, where the Coast Institute and the Coast National Polytechnic, they will read for the next 3 weeks, to hand it back to Nairobi, where Thika Technical, Kabete, Nairobi Technical will take the read, and they move with it for 3 weeks. And I'm happy, Your Excellency, that you agreed that you are going to close this celebration at Kabete National Polytechnic on that 1st of July 2024. So that will be the culmination of these celebrations. And what is going to happen is that you're going to have a conference, and we celebrate the 100 years of TVET in Kenya. We cannot underscore what you have achieved as TVET through your stewardship, and especially for the last 15 years. So we thank you and welcome to this occasion, and also to Nyeri National Polytechnic. Thank you very much.
Your Excellency, Dr. William Ruto, allow me now to introduce very briefly all the principals present here. Your Excellency, I want to say to you today that these principals have really held me and helped me to continue plummeting this department to where you want it to be. These principals have been excellent, Your Excellency, and they are doing a very good job. Please be upstanding. Your Excellency, you can see some on this side, some on this side, and what I have What I have realized about these principles, Your Excellency, is that they support each other very, very much. And in the same way, Your Excellency, they support me and Bwana Mashogu. So the good job that you think it is me and Mashogu who are doing, it is these principles, because they are very good at what they do. They have really held us. Please take your seats. With your permission, Your Excellency, allow me to call the Chairman of Board of Governors, Nyeri National Polytechnic, Dr. David Gachagua, to make a few remarks.
Your Excellency, the President and Commander-in-Chief of Kenya Defense Forces, and all protocols established, observed. Good afternoon. Mine is very simple. To first of all thank His Excellency, the President, for gracing this occasion, and also, most importantly, for coming to Nyeri National Polytechnic, whose role in this occasion is to switch the torch for the 100 years of TVET. For us, this is very important because we may be one of the youngest children of TVET, but given the opportunity to light up the torch, which will end up in Kabete, is a great thing for us. Your Excellency, allow me to introduce the members of the Governing Council of Nyeri. Wherever they are, please stand. Thank you. These people support this institution in a way that is, we are almost twin with we are twin with the management of this community. And you cannot even tell the difference sometimes because we work hand in hand with understanding our role and making sure that we support where we can, no crossing of paths the wrong way, but always progressively doing it. Thank you. Let me also recognize my counterpart, who is the chair of Governing Council of Kabete. Thank you. Her name is Agnes. Very important in that she's actually the trailblazer in all this, because Kabete is, and we are switching the torch for her. Finally, I wish to thank this community of Nyeri for being nice people, the management, the teaching staff, everybody who is here. Thank you very much for being such nice people, such supporting team, and with your principal who is actually leading in every good way that I can talk about. And you can see by example. Thank you. And with that, thank you very much. God bless you.
Your Excellency, allow me to introduce the CEO, SIDAC, Professor Kitainge, who is doing a very good job for SIDAC. Your Excellency, that's Professor Kitainge, who has now been able to release all the pending certificates that were pending in TVET, and he is right now conducting the national examination of SIDAC. So, Your Excellency, we are well on board with CBET and SIDAC. Thank you, Professor Kitainge. We also have a few working partners like German GIZ. Where are you? Any other working partner? Your Excellency, that is German GIZ, who is hard holding us. These are the people who are hard holding us in dual training, and they are doing an excellent job. Thank you, Your Excellency. You may be seated. Your Excellency, allow me now to call the Governor of Nyeri County, Kahiga Mutai, to speak and recognize the other leaders present from this area. Governor, please.
Thank you very much, P.S. Moria, Your Excellency, the President, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, whom we should rightfully call the father of TVET, or the current father of TVET. All protocols observed, ladies and gentlemen. Before I make a few remarks, allow me to introduce the local MP. We have Honorable DMM, or Duncan Minor, to just come recognize the rest of the leadership, and then we progress. But just before I do that, Your Excellency, allow me to recognize the Speaker of the County Assembly of Nyeri, who is here, Honorable Gachagua. We also have today, the Assembly decided to bring everything here. He is calling order here, where are the members of the County Assembly, led by the Majority Leader. Your Excellency, while it not for the pressure of time, we would have allowed them to speak, but because you have other commitments, they will allow that we just recognize them. May I call upon DMM?
Yes, thank you, Governor Kahiga. Your Excellency, our President, we are again very delighted to host you in Nyeri. Just a few weeks ago, you were here to launch the affordable housing project, and we really want to thank you. Allow me, Your Excellency, to introduce and recognize the members of Parliament who are with us here today. And I begin with Honorable Karemba from Embu, MP for Runyeges, I believe. We have the Honorable Kwenya Thuku, MP for Kinangop. Your Excellency, this road that we've been pestering you about connects us directly with Honorable Kwenya's constituency. And we have got the Honorable Wambugu Wainaina from Odaya. We've got the Honorable Joroge Wainaina from Kieni. We've got the Honorable John Kagushia from Mukurweini. And we've got the Honorable Geoffrey Wandeto from Tetu. Your Excellency, I will kindly request my colleagues, among the things we have tried to pester you with is to get us, unlock for us the cancer center at Dedan Kimathi University. And you made an appointment when we were there, so we know you are among one of the reasons why we need to finish quickly is so that we can catch up with that appointment. So my colleagues will kindly indulge me. Your Excellency, allow me to mention the, two things. As a young man, this institution used to be the Nyeri Technical School. When I went to Giakanja, my colleagues came here for secondary education. Within that time, you did serve as the Minister for Higher Education, and you transformed the technical schools then, together with the village polytechnics, into technical training institutions. As President, you have laid more emphasis and transformed this institution into the Nyeri National Polytechnic. We want to express our gratitude to you. Your Excellency, I want to share your vision that beyond the diplomas that these institutions are offering, to provide a career path for these technical skills, if we could follow in the footpath of the great Manchester Polytechnic in the UK, and we start offering higher national diplomas, because technology is evolving. And we have new technology like 3D printing and computer-aided designing, which are largely impacting all and upsetting all sectors of society, including the medical profession. And therefore, even your move towards upgrading the courses being offered by such institutions so that the technical-based and the technology-based courses in medicine can also be offered here expands the opportunities for our young people. Your Excellency, allow us to express our gratitude for the Jitume Lab that is already established here, where you have had an opportunity to interact with the 100 young people most of whom are based in these institutions. Your Excellency, if we could be working with the TVET and the Ministry of ICT, we could get another 2 or 3 trainers. We can begin an evening program where the young people from the neighborhood can use the same facility from 4 p.m. to about 9 p.m. in the evening, increasing the opportunities for our young people. The other most unique thing is the certification of plier running. And Your Excellency, 2 weeks ago, we had an open day here in this National Polytechnic. And we invited, including using the bishops during our county player day, to encourage our young people to come to this institution and during the open day, go through the different faculties and get an opportunity to understand what is on offer. From Nyeri Town constituency, Your Excellency, in that one day, 281 young people registered for courses here. And with the kitty that you have allowed us as members of parliament to continue using, we have awarded each one of those 281 students a bursary of Kenya shillings 7,000 to enroll in the May intake. And we want to appreciate you for the continued support. The last thing, Your Excellency, is these young people reside in an area across here known as Ngangarithi and Kandara. The governor, with the little resources he has from Kura, has done 1 kilometer of road connecting Ngangarithi to Shiaraini. The little money that comes to the constituency, we have put in, and actually the construction is going now, another 500 meters. But the entire road is 2.8 kilometers. So, Your Excellency, if as part of the support to the students here, our ministry could avail to us the money needed for the 2.3 kilometers remaining, the students in this institution can be much, much more comfortable in coming for learning. I want to once again thank you very much. Nyeri is your home. We are always delighted to receive you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Allow me to invite the Senator of Nyeri to just say a word, and then we progress.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, the President, Dr. William Samoei Ruto. All protocols observed. Your Excellency, sir, I'm delighted every time I see you come visit us in Nyeri, because every time we've held a discussion, we leave the room more enlightened. Indeed, we know that choosing you as a president was the right decision that we made, because under your leadership, Your Excellency, we can see the plans that you put forward to ensure that our youth get skilled, not only skills, but employable skill. And we want to assure you, Your Excellency, we will support you to implement the laws that are needed so that the plan of Kenya Kwanza government can become a reality. Thank you, Your Excellency, sir, and thank you most importantly for the promise you've made that you're going to unlock what has been the cry of Nyeri people, the Cancer Center. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, sir.
Asante sana. Your Excellency, I want to introduce my deputy, the Deputy Governor of Nyeri, David Waroe. Your Excellency, we are among the very few counties that are not fighting. Allow me to give him a minute to just say hi to you.
Thank you, my Governor, Your Excellency, the President of this Republic of Kenya, Your Excellency, my boss and the Governor, Mwalimu Mutahi Kahiga, and all protocols observed. Mine, Your Excellency, is to thank you so much for coming to Nyeri and to help our kids to actualize what is actually, at the moment, you're calling TVET training. Before, when I was in school myself, In primary school, I remember my mother was telling me, Kinani, I'll translate. Kinani wa gudoma wega, ugathiga college karia kari haria. Kinani, if you don't study very well, you go to that polytechnic, which village polytechnic which is there. But now things are different. We are talking about now people not going to university and actually choosing to go to polytechnics because of what actually they are acquiring from here. If you are to get somebody who has done engineering, automotive engineering, direct to university, or somebody who has gone through the polytechnic, and those two are asking for employment, the one coming from polytechnic will get a job before the other one. And that is the beauty of TVET. So, Your Excellency, thank you so much for nurturing the polytechnics, and that is the way to go. Thank you so much, Your Excellency, and for coming to Nyeri again. Karibu sana, Your Excellency. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, David. And now, Your Excellency, as I stand here, though I'm not a student of history, I really would want to say that in 1924, this journey began. This journey began in Kabete, where the Catholics themselves decided that it was right and okay for them to begin the polytechnics and teach us skills towards perfection and towards meeting their needs. Your Excellency, over time, we did in fact grow to other places, but like David has said, we got to a situation where we failed in our planning. We did mess the education system. By the time you became Minister of Education, number one, there was a backlog. People could not go to university and they had to wait for 3 years. We had the TVETs and the technical institutions as what David has described, schools for failures. But when you came, you became the beacon of light. Number one, you completely removed any backlog of university intake. If anybody wants to walk back in history, remember it began with Daktari William Samoei Ruto when he was minister. Second thing you did, you converted the entire thinking around the TVET. I am well aware that you did not only focus on national polytechnics, you focused even on village polytechnics, where you helped around 2013 to introduce the capitation of 15,000 per student. This went on well and increased our uptake, and we started changing our thinking as Kenyans. Today, as we stand here, Your Excellency, out of an idea that came from you, we are almost ensuring that every constituency in Kenya has a TVET that is working. We want to thank you greatly. And as I stand here, I would want to tell those naysayers who think that Kenya can only produce white-collar jobs, that the direction you are taking us, Your Excellency, is the direction to go. It is pointless for us to continue churning out of our universities political scientists who have no skills. Today, we want people with skills. When you bring in your the affordable housing program from the Kenya Kwanza government, Your Excellency, we need the people who can work there. Today, we have seen marvels. As we stood there, a young man was telling us that in the last few days, he has earned 500,000 Kenya shillings through that kind of program. This is the way to go, Your Excellency, and we want to encourage you. As you push on, it will be a little painful. We will call you Zakayo Maramingi, lakini, Your Excellency, keep going. Because the challenge we have in this world is for those people, we have very few brave men and women. And like you have told us many times, you are not thinking about the next election, you are thinking about the next generation. And therefore, Your Excellency, I want to encourage you and to thank you as you push on. It is my duty to welcome you to this county, which is your second home. Every time you come, we are very gratified. You have already heard a number of my MPs talking about your commitment towards the cancer center. We cannot say more. We wish you the very best, but Your Excellency, as we stand here, we still have a challenge with the Rorengo. Rorengo, Your Excellency, we still have a big challenge. The work that has been done there is shoddy. Even the tartan track that has been done cannot be used by athletes. Your Excellency, kunja ngumi. Hapo lazima ukunje ngumi. Having said that, ladies and gentlemen, I now have the pleasure to invite Waziri Machogu, Waziri wa Elimu, aje azungumze na mkaribishe Rais. Karibu sana Waziri.
Yeah, thank you, Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, the Governor of Nyeri County, and all the members of Parliament present, the PS TVET, and all the principals, plus the Chairman of Nyeri National Polytechnic. Your Excellency, it's a very good opportunity once more for us to welcome you for this very important function, and in particular to Nyeri National Polytechnic. Your Excellency, we thank you for finding time because we know how passionate and committed you are into matters TVET, and particularly into this particular function that we are here to celebrate 10 decades of technical vocational education and training in Kenya, Your Excellency. Today we look back, Your Excellency, with tremendous, it has been a tremendous journey from a single TVET institution in Kenya in the year 1924, which was then Kapete Industrial Training Depot, and today the TVET sector has actually grown to the largest population of students among tertiary and higher institutions of learning. The Centenary torch that we light up today under your leadership, Your Excellency, will come to a climax from July 29th to July 31st at the Kapete National Polytechnic, where it all started many years ago. This frame manifests a profound symbolism on the positive influence of TVET in society today that includes driving socio-economic transformation in Kenya and contributing to the bottom-up economic transformation agenda of this government and giving hope, Your Excellency, through you to our thousands and millions of youth. Several ways that as education, we think we are going to achieve our objectives through the frames which ties the education system throughout this country. And one of the ways that we think we will be able to achieve this through this torch is that they frame the fixed guidance that TVETs are provided to students through practical vocational skills that have empowered our graduates over the years to contribute to national development in both the informal and the formal sectors. The frame also serves to illuminate the part Kenya has taken over the years through resilience and innovation. The TVET institutions, Your Excellency, seek to provide the much needed skills and the competencies that will no doubt create employment in both the formal and the informal sectors and cure the future unemployment challenges that we have in this country. The torch also has a universal reverence for the quest of knowledge, and the TVET sector is focused on the competence-based education and the training that emphasizes on more practical skills and the rest of theory. This represents the transformative power of technical and vocational education to provide practical skills, hands-on training and opportunities for self-improvement that makes our graduates market ready. The torch embodies the spirit of resilience and determination in the face of all forms of adversity. Just as the frame perseveres in the face of adversity, TVETs, after over majority of Kenyans, a second chance to upgrade their skills. This has been made possible by the launch of the recognition of prior learning policy last week and the graduation of the first cohort of over 800 students, Your Excellency, and we thank you because we passed this in Cabinet and we were able to operationalize it last week, and quite a number of Kenyans are going to be beneficiaries of this because we have thousands out there who are overqualified, but they don't have any certification as yet. The frame finally signifies innovation and creativity that will drive this country forward through the skills, competencies, and the knowledge gained from the TVET sector. The competence-based education and training empowers graduates to solve everyday problems in society and the community. Your Excellency, it encourages critical thinking, creativity, and entrepreneurship, which we are encouraging our young men to undertake. The ministry, in conclusion, Your Excellency, we intend to keep the frame planning under your leadership by undertaking various measures and activities, particularly in the 4 months to come, which will include strengthening CDAC to play a leading role in curriculum development, assessments, and certification. Also, ensuring that we are linking up TVET institutions with industry to allow industry-led training programs through a dual training approach. And we have also embarked on a rollout of sustainable financing of training under the new funding model, Your Excellency, of which our TVET trainees are beneficiaries of the model that you did introduce last year. And also, we are implementing as TVET the 15 billion trees initiative, where TVET institutions have been given a target of establishing 8 million seedlings in our nurseries countrywide. And already we are almost getting to our target of 5 million trees annually, and we have a tree nursery in each and every one of our TVET institutions. And Your Excellency, we thank our principals for the work well done in that particular direction. With those many remarks, Your Excellency, it is now my very humble duty to ask all of us to be upstanding as we invite His Excellency the President of the Republic of Kenya to be able to address us. Kindly be upstanding. You welcome, Your Excellency.
Asante sana waziri. Tafadhali tunaweza kuketi chini. Asanteni sana. Mheshimiwa Gavana wetu wa Nyeri, Mheshimiwa Waziri, Principal Secretary wetu, viongozi wote wa bunge la kitaifa, wa bunge la county letu la Nyeri, viongozi wote, principals of various TVET colleges, tutors and students, good afternoon. Hamjambo. Kwanza nataka nishukuru Mungu kwa kutupatia nafasi hii tufike katika Nyeri National Polytechnic, and the launch of the TVET 100 Centenary Flame marks a critical milestone in our nation's journey of economic transformation, highlighting the undeniable contribution made by technical and vocational education and training institutions to enhancing our capacity to achieve inclusive growth and equitable development. Today, we reflect on a century of the development of TVETs in Kenya and the role of TVETs in the development of our economy. We also take a moment to consider the path ahead of us and how we can harness the power of TVETs to translate the potential of our youth into positive contributions to economic development and national prosperity. The training of African youth in practical and technical skills began in 1914 in Machakos at the Government African School. However, the first TVET was founded a decade later when the Native Industrial Training Depot was established in Kabete and mainly trained technicians to work on the railway. In the decades that followed, other TVETs were established at Mawego, Nairobi, Sikalagala, Kaiboi, Thika, Machakos, and Meru. By 2022, 52 constituencies only did not have TVET institutions. Recognizing their importance in development, we committed to ensure that every constituency has at least one fully equipped TVET in the next 3 years. As we celebrate 100 years of TVET in Kenya, I am delighted to confirm that we are delivering on this commitment in full. We now have 24 national polytechnics across the country, 13 of which were recently upgraded. And we have 272 technical and vocational colleges, with 16 scheduled to be completed this year, 2024-2025. I have instructed the ministry that the remaining constituencies, we must start and complete their TVETs in the next 2 years, so that we live up to our commitment that every constituency in Kenya will have a fully equipped TVET to give opportunity to millions of young people out there who deserve an opportunity to be their best. Let me also celebrate that on my way here this morning, I got the news from our friends in China that they have approved another 13 billion Kenya shillings to equip 70 of our TVETs that today don't have sufficient equipment. It is a coincidence that when we are celebrating 100 years, we got news that we have additional equipment to equip our TVETs, because TVET, if education is the key, TVET is the master key. And I am very proud of the achievements that we have made, the strides that we have made in our TVET sector. I remember very well when President Kibaki promoted me to Ministry of Higher Education in 2009. I had a big conversation because all our education was focused on formal learning, largely theoretical learning. We even had huge classrooms in our universities of students learning social degree courses, anthropology, sociology, and many others. And I asked the question then, when I was Minister for Higher Education, how are we going to align our education to be in tandem with the targets we have set for ourselves under Vision 2030? Because unless we have the men and women with skills and competences to assist us achieve the targets of Vision 2030, we run the risk of Vision 2030 being Vision 3020. And you know what that means. And I had a candid conversation. And it was not an easy decision, because I remember then, when, as minister, when I said, we need to change focus. We cannot, it is good to learn history. And I was a very good student of history. We all know Vasco da Gama arrived, you know, and he came from somewhere and he ended somewhere. But he since passed away, you know. So while that is important, it is also important for us to think about the future. The future is different from the past. We need new skills. We need new competences. We need new approaches. We need new knowledge for us to tackle an ever-changing world. And therefore, we need to refocus our education as appropriately. And I want to thank the managers of our TVET institutions, the principals you see here. Naomba wasimame hawa watu. Tuwapigie makofi. These good people, they are my friends. They know what we have done together. You may sit. When I first undertook the journey, because when we started this journey of TVET, there were less than 40,000 students. Today, I'm very happy that we have 350,000 students in TVET. Then, as the Deputy Governor has said, to go to a TVET institution was almost like a punishment. It had been made to look like that is the place for people who have not done well. But I am very proud that today we have changed the perception, we have changed the branding, we have changed the place of TVET to the extent that last year, up to 9,000 students who had been admitted to universities chose not to attend the university, but to come to TVET. Because it has been proven now that TVET presents an opportunity for practical skills, for people to acquire knowledge, to acquire competencies that have significant relevance to where we want to go as a people. The strategic design of our bottom-up economic transformation agenda is to accelerate economic growth by investing in its critical pillars in a manner that creates employment for millions of talented, motivated, educated young people. The better plan, therefore, makes our young people the frontline actors in our quest for inclusive growth. And I want to speak to the young people of our nation. If you look at our plan, young people are front, back, center, left, right of our plan. Whether it is agriculture that we are focused on food security, we are working on how do we reduce the age of our farming community from 60 downwards, because it is the only chance we have to transform our agriculture and underwrite our food security. Whether it is our SMEs or manufacturing or the investment we are making in our special economic zones, our county aggregation industrial parks, that whole ecosystem is about young people and the employment that is potent in those spaces. Or whether it is our pillar on digital superhighway, it is about how we can monetize the talent, the knowledge, the expertise of the young people of Kenya using our digital platform. I was very happy this morning. I went to the ICT hub here in Nyeri. And Mike, a gentleman from the village here, was telling me how in the last 6 months he has made 500,000 working online. I am not talking about somebody working in America. I'm talking about Mike in Nyeri, working online here at the TVET institution here. And it is the reason why, as a government, we have made changes to the CDF Act so that members of parliament like my good friend Madenge here of Nyeri town They now have an opportunity, and we have agreed with them that every ward in Kenya, the same way we have a TVET here in Nyeri Polytechnic, every ward in Kenya must have an ICT hub. We are going to equip those ICT hubs. We are going to connect them to internet. We are going to provide computer apparatus. We are going to provide teachers to make sure that we use the digital space and the talent, expertise, and knowledge of the millions of young people coming out of colleges like this, or schools, or universities, to drive our economy through digital jobs. That is the commitment we have made. And I'm saying to the young people of our nation, for the first time, you have an administration that is focused on deliberately creating opportunities for employment, for work, for the millions of young people in our country. It is not sufficient for us to say we are going to grow the economy. We must be intentional. We must be deliberate on where we are going to create these jobs, whether it is in our housing plan, whether it is in our special economic zones, whether it is in our county aggregation industrial parks, whether it is in our ICT hubs. The focus is on getting young people in Kenya with their knowledge, with their skills, with their competencies, with their talents, to be able to monetize them and contribute meaningfully to driving our economy. And that is why we are also intentional on dealing with those who want to corrupt our young people with drugs, with illicit brews, and we have put down our foot that it cannot be business as usual. We cannot have a drinking nation. We must have a working nation. It cannot be both ways. And so those who are telling us that we have closed their bars and they are unhappy with us, surely. Ile hasara tumepata na madawa ya kulevya, you go to centers, you go to towns, you go to estates and villages, and you find young people who can hardly stand straight because of drugs, that is unacceptable. And therefore, we are going to be firm, we are going to be forthright, because I know for sure nobody is going to die because they were not drunk. Hakuna mtu atakufa kwa sababu hajalewa. Na kama kuna mtu atakuwa mgonjwa kwa sababu atalewa, tutampeleka hospitali. The defining impact of this event is the outline that TVET sector's role in a rapidly transforming economy as the Africa Continental Free Trade Area takes shape swiftly, and our country aims to achieve newly industrialized status within a decade. TVET's capacity to address the country's human resource needs, supply the labor market with skilled, versatile, and innovative personnel, and align millions of youth with their aspirations, livelihoods, is paramount to us. To ensure full strategic alignment with better, the Presidential Working Party on Education Reforms reviewed our policy on TVET, and not only to address our industrial and competitive imperatives, but also to conform to the UNESCO strategy for TVET by ensuring that all our youth are equipped with the skills required to facilitate employment, decent work, entrepreneurship, and lifelong learning. Subsequently, the Cabinet has approved the implementation of a number of measures in connection with TVET institution over the past year. To begin with, 13 vocational training colleges have been upgraded to national polytechnics, and also the Morendat Institute of Oil and Gas in Naivasha has likewise been elevated to a national polytechnic. Secondly, the mandate of TVET and Curriculum Development Assessment and Certification Council to oversee the curriculum design, assessment, and certification in the TVET sector has been reinstated in line with the TVET Act of 2013. And I'm very proud that I have now that tall, very good gentleman, Kimoinge, and he is doing a fantastic job. Somebody somewhere, for strange reasons, decided to abolish SIDAC and take this whole TVET sector back to the Kenya National Examination Council. Something that in the design that we worked on, it was very clear that we need a different assessment tool for TVET institutions, like what we are seeing here. Today, we were shown there how they now mark exams. Many students used to fail exams in TVET because their English is not so good. But you see, when you want to build, when you are a mason, there is no masonry in English. Masonry is masonry by any whatever language. So if you are not good in English, it is the reason why you are a mason, because you are not an English speaker, you are not an English teacher. So instead of marking the English, mark the masonry skill. And that's the difference we are making. And therefore, I want to congratulate SIDAC. Please take up the responsibility of making sure that our young people acquire the skills without hindrances from other extraneous matters. Just imagine that hapo nyuma mtu amekuja kusomea useremala, anapata A kwa skill ya useremala, lakini kwa sababu ile examination iko na English, iko na maths, iko na sijui nini, anaanguka maths na English na nini, mwisho anasemekana hiyo exam yote ameanguka. Na hajakuja kusomea hesabu, hajakuja kusomea sindio? So this is why we are saying we need a different examination for the people who have come here to acquire skills and competence. We must mark and assess the skill and the competence. I was very proud when I met a young man in one of the booths there. And I asked him, okay, so you have come to learn tailoring. Akaniambia, hapana, nimekuja kusomea fashion and design. Sasa nikasema, I apologize. Because tailoring kumbe ni ile ya zamani. Sasa ya saizi inaitwa hapo. So muendelee na fashion and design. So I'm also happy that we all agreed. Additionally, as you will recall, the government launched the policy on recognition of prior learning just a few weeks ago. In fact, it was done by my deputy president. Further to this, we have resolved to fast-track the implementation of the recommendations of the Presidential Committee on Education Reforms. This financial year, we have allocated 28.3 billion to TVET institutions and intend to keep raising the allocation in future until we achieve an optimal level of investment. At the same time, the recruitment of an additional 2,000 TVET tutors is underway, with a view to bringing the total number of tutors hired under the BETA to 4,000. Similarly, we are in the process of equipping 70 TVET institutions with the state-of-the-art equipment under a partnership with the government of China. And I just announced to you that I got the response this morning because I visited China last year with this intention. This morning it was confirmed that the funding had been approved. We are serious about introducing our youth to the best skills, knowledge, and technology that is available globally. I have also instructed the ministry when I was in Italy about 2 months ago. I agreed with the Italian Prime Minister to support our TVET, 40 of them. So there is now consultations between our ministry and the government of Italy for us to equip another 40 technical training colleges with additional equipment as we improve the quality of our learning and enhance the skills transfer to our young people and make our TVET institutions truly international. Let me also say we have already 113 Jitume centers across the country, and we decided to start the Jitume centers where we have computers, internet, and other facilities available. We started them with every TVET. In fact, it is our intention that as we wait for the ICT hubs that will be built by our members of parliament, we will deploy 20,000 computers in our TVETs, all our TVETs. We are on course. 113 have already been equipped. We are going to equip all the 272 shortly. And I want to ask the principals who are here to follow up with our Ministry of ICT to make sure that the relevant infrastructure is set up so that we can train more young people who are in our TVET institutions. They can monetize their talent, they can work online even as they continue learning in school. In total, 10,780 digital devices have been installed in these centers, and 370 tutors from various TVET centers have been trained to support this Jitume program. I am particularly encouraged that the National TVET Blueprint provides for a workforce development strategy that fosters youth employment in the country, and that the Presidential Working Party on Education Reforms has been able to implement full convergence of our policy frameworks and with a strategic agenda for national economic transformation. The institutionalization of linkages with industry, strengthening of open distance e-learning, implementation of CBC, promotion of lifelong learning, streamlining teacher-trainer program in TVET, and the digitization of TVET curriculum delivery are among the key outcomes of this convergence facilitated by the Presidential Working Party. It is clear, then, that we have laid a firm foundation for the modernization of TVET in Kenya in order to make it a fundamental driver of every aspect of our plan. These celebrations provide an opportunity to profile TVET positively as the vehicle of opportunities for youth and a catalyst of our transformation. TVET at 100 is also our launching pad to deploy the competence-based education and training curriculum for TVET to explore unfolding possibilities, including the integration of intelligent digital technologies into manufacturing and other industrial processes, the digital economy, big data, artificial intelligence, automation, robotics, and machine learning. I am therefore delighted to preside over the launch of TVET at 100, which positions Kenya's TVET sector as the bearer of our nation's brilliant torch of transformation. I urge you to traverse the country as you spread the word about the historic contribution and future promise of TVET. Each and every one of us here, including the hundreds of thousands of young people that are in the TVET ecosystem, I want to assure them that we will go out of our way. We will do whatever it takes to make sure that TVET plays its rightful role in generating the quality manpower that will drive the transformation of our country. I also want to tell the TVET students that in the ecosystem of the plan that we are putting together, there are opportunities in every sector of our plan, from agriculture to EPZs, to our special economic zones, to our county aggregation and industrial parks, to our G2 centers, to all the sectors, including our UHC program, has opportunities for young people to play their rightful role in driving the economy of our country. And that opportunity is spread both locally and internationally. We have a deliberate program also of making sure that Kenyans run the world by exporting our labor across many borders. We are concluding bilateral labor agreements with 19 countries where we want to provide opportunity for young people from Kenya with different skills. The conversation to work in those areas. So as you go through your learning processes in Kenya, the young people must set their eyes on the horizon, knowing that there are opportunities locally, and we are fashioning those opportunities deliberately, but there are also opportunities beyond our borders. Because the same way others have gold, we have our human capital as the premier export that Kenya can give the world. And I am looking forward to the days when Kenyans will be running the economies of Europe and America, because that is a reality that we can achieve in our lifetime. Go forth and share with our young men and women throughout the country the scope of opportunities that TVET can unlock for their benefit. Today we light the flame of learning, entrepreneurship, innovation, and work. Let it light our path for decades to come until we achieve inclusive growth and sustainable development. I'm very proud to be in Nyeri again today. I know we made a commitment to this great institution. I have discussed with Principal Mwangi on some of the aspects of infrastructure required in this school. He has informed me of the gaps, and I have committed that I will do something about it so that Nyeri National Polytechnic can play its rightful place. I know that in your neighborhood here, your member of parliament has also told me that there is a school. Hiyo shule yako inaitwa Nyamachaki Primary is your neighborhood here. There's a small school there with inadequate facilities. And Mheshimiwa, because they are neighbors to this school, I am going to commit 10 million shillings for now. And to see how we can upgrade that school, because I'm told there are 2,600 students, and they are learning in not so very good condition. Your member of parliament has been on my case, and he told me, unless I say something here, things may not be very good, and I may not be allowed to leave this place.
Thank you, sir.
So, and you can see with his height, he can be very dangerous. So, Mheshimiwa, I hope I have bought my peace to live.
Yes.
So, otherwise, to the great people of Nyeri, asanteni sana, na nimesikia vile gavana wetu wamesema kuhusu stadium yetu hapa Nyeri, imetuletea matatizo kiasi, lakini tutaishughulikia. Vile ameniambia, nitafanya hivyo. Simulisikia vile aliniambia? Alisema nifanye nini? Nitafanya hivyo. Kwa sababu wale watu wote wako kwa hiyo area niliwaambia mambo yao ni matatu. So otherwise, nataka niseme pongezi kwenu ninyi nyote, and to assure the TVET Okay. Mumesema vile vile kuna barabara hapa iko na matatizo. So nimesikia vile mumesema, na next week nitatuma waziri wa barabara akuje hapo na apange vile hiyo barabara itajengwa. Na vile vile tumeshakubaliana kwamba katika ile program yetu ya housing pia tuko na nafasi, ngoja kidogo. Pia tuko na nafasi, angoje tu kidogo, tutamuongelesha. Tuko pia na nafasi ya kutengeneza, aketi tu hapo nyuma wewe. Very good. Tuko pia na nafasi ya kujenga hostels katika college hii yenu. So mimi ninataka niwaeleze pia, huyu mjumbe wenu Mheshimiwa Madhenge atapanga na mimi ili tuhakikisha kwamba program yetu ya affordable housing pia tunaileta mpaka ikafika kwa Nyeri Polytechnic kwa mpango wa hostels ya wanafunzi, ndio wanafunzi wengi waweze kusoma na kuishi mahali ambapo pana usalama na vile vile pana usafi na mambo yale mengine ambayo yanahitajika. Kwa hivyo nataka niseme asante sana kwa kutupokea na watakia heri. God bless you and see you soon. Thank you very much.
With your permission, Your Excellency, I would like you remain on stage for the official lighting of the torch. Those handling the buzzer, kindly. Thank you. I'll also ask that all of us will be upstanding. And if you may allow, Your Excellency. Thank you. If you may allow, Your Excellency, I will count you down in the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Makofi. Thank you very much. We remain standing for the national anthem. I request we all remain standing as we allow His Excellency to leave at his own pleasure. Thank you.